Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Nurul Al-Atira binti Madhar Nizam and I'm here today to provide a detailed analysis of the global tech industries GTI case study. GTI is a globally recognized Malaysian manufacturer of high-performance electronic components. The company is currently operating at 90% capacity and is facing several high-priority decisions that will impact its financial and operational future. My role is to provide a detailed analysis and recommend the most viable solution to these challenges. The first challenge for GTI is to choose between two special orders from two different customers, Electrocorp and Tech Dynamic. Since GTI has capacity constraint, it can only accept one. To make this decision, we will use a relevant cost analysis which focuses only on the cost that change between the two options. Let's calculate the relevant cost per unit. These are the variable costs: direct material, direct labor, variable overhead. We ignore the fixed overhead as it will be incurred regardless of the decisions. For Electrocorp, the relevant cost is 70 ringgit per unit. For Tech Dynamic, the relevant cost is 67 ringgit per unit. Next, we'll calculate the contribution margin for each order. The contribution margin is the difference between the selling price and the relevant cost. The goal is to maximize the total contribution margin as this directly contributes to covering fixed costs and generating profit. Electrocorp order of 12,000 units yield a total contribution margin of 204,000 ringgit. Tech Dynamic order of 10,000 units, despite being smaller order, is a higher total contribution margin of 200 ringgit and 50,000. Based purely on the financial number, I recommend that GTI accept the order from Tech Dynamic. This decision will generate 46,000 ringgit more in profit compared to the Electrocorp order. However, we must also consider non-financial factors. Operational. Tech Dynamics order is for favor unit, which put less strain on the already high capacity facility. Strategic. Electrocorp is a new European client and accepting their order could open doors to a new international market. Conversely, Tech Dynamic is a long-standing domestic client and maintaining this relationship is vital for business stability. My final recommendation remains with Tech Dynamic due to the significant financial advantage. The company can use the higher profit to invest in future growth opportunities. In this part, GTI is evaluating whether to continue manufacturing the Circuit Z model in-house or to outsource its production to one of two suppliers. We will compare the total cost for each option. For in-house production, we calculate the total relevant cost. The key here is to only include costs that will be eliminated if we outsource, which in this case is 60% of the fixed overhead. The total relevant cost for producing 45,000 units in-house is 3,915,000. For the outsourcing option, we calculate the total cost by adding the purchase price and the annual quality inspection cost. Outsourcing to supplier A would cost 4,200,000. Outsourcing to supplier B would cost 4,005,000 ringgit. Financial perspective, the most cost-effective option is to continue with in-house production at a total cost of 3,915,000 ringgit. It is cheaper than the both outsourcing option, while the cost difference between in-house production and the cheapest outsourcing option, supplier B, is minimal, only a 2.3% increase in cost. I strongly recommend that GTI continues to produce the module in-house for two primary reasons. First, lead time. The case study does not mention strict customer deadline, but a 6-week lead time from supplier B introduces a significant risk of supply chain disruption. A delay of this length could negatively impact our overall production schedule and our ability to fulfill customer order in a timely manner. Two, second, two, quality control. Although the company is willing to pay for additional quality inspection, this does not guarantee the same level of quality and consistency that we can achieve by manufacturing the product ourselves. Relying on a third party for a critical component like the ZAC module, even with an inspection process, carries the risk of unforeseen product issues, potential recall, and damage to our brand reputation. The level of control we have over quality in-house is a strategic advantage that is too valuable to give up. In conclusion, while producing the module in-house requires using our factory's limited capacity, the ability to maintain full control over product quality and avoid potential supply delay is a strategic advantage that far outweighs the small financial difference. This decision ensures the integrity of our product and maintain customer trust. The third scenario involves GTI's product, NanoCore. The company must decide whether to sell it at the split-off point or process it further into a premium product. The key here is to ignore the costs incurred up to split-off point, as they are sunk costs and irrelevant to the decision. We only focus on the incremental revenue and incremental costs. Incremental revenue, the additional revenue from further processing, is 45 ringgit per unit. For the annual volume of 25,000 units, the total incremental revenue is 1,125,000 ringgit. Incremental cost. The additional cost to process further is 30 ringgit per unit plus an additional 70,000 ringgit in annual maintenance cost. The total incremental cost is 820,000 ringgit. To make this decision, we'll compare the total incremental revenue to the total incremental cost. The net incremental benefit is 305,000 ringgit. Since the incremental revenue exceeds the incremental cost, I recommend that GTI process NanoCore further into a premium product. This decision will add a substantial 305,000 ringgit to the company's bottom line. This decision is not without its risks. First, operational risk. Further processing may disrupt other production line by reallocating labor and equipment. Second, market risk. While the premium market for NanoCore is growing, there is always a risk that demand might not meet expectation. However, the benefits are compelling. First, increasing profitability. The financial gain is significant. Second, market growth. The decision allows GTI to tap into a rapidly growing premium market, which can enhance its brand image and future revenue stream. The financial gain clearly outweighs the risk provided that GTI carefully manage the operational transition. Final part of the case study involved a cost-value profit (CVP) analysis for GTI's flagship product. The Atra processor. The company is evaluating two different pricing strategies. First, let's calculate the break-even point for the current price of 500 ringgit per unit. The break-even point is the level of sale where total revenue equals total cost, and we make zero profit. The contribution margin per unit is 200 ringgit. This means our break-even point is 17,500 units or 8,750,000 ringgit in sales revenue. Next, we will determine the number of units GTI needs to sell to achieve a target profit of 1.8 million ringgit under proof option. Option 1. Maintain the current price 500 ringgit. This is the more conservative approach. By maintaining the 500 ringgit price, we keep a high contribution margin of 200 ringgit per unit. To achieve our target profit, we only need to sell 26,500 units. This option allows us to maintain a strong profit margin and preserve the Atra processor image as a premium product in the market. Option 2. Reduce the price 450 ringgit. This is a more aggressive strategy. It will increase sale volume by 20%. However, it significantly lowers our contribution margin per unit to use for 150 ringgit. As a result, to achieve the same target profit, we need to sell a much higher volume of 35,334 units. This is 33% more than what is required under option 1. While option 2 has the potential to increase market share, it requires a much greater sale effort and carries significant risk. If we do not achieve the projected sale volume, our profitability will be severely impacted. Additionally, a price reduction could trigger a price war with competitors and potentially damage our brand image. Given this factor, I recommend that GTI choose option 1. This is the safer and most stable option. It allows the company to achieve its target profit with a lower sale volume and a more manageable level of risk. The decision to pursue a more aggressively growth strategy, option 2, should only be made if the management is confident that the market will respond as predicted and that the company has the operational capacity to handle the significant increase in production. In conclusion, the decisions at GTI are a blend of financial calculation and strategic consideration. For the special order, the Tech Dynamic order is financially superior due to its higher total contribution margin, making it the most viable option for immediate profitability. In the make or buy decision, I recommend in-house production. While slightly more expensive, this decision ensures full control over product quality and avoid the risk of supply delay associated with an external supplier's long lead time. Number 3. The further processing of nanocore is strongly recommended, as the incremental profit significantly outweighs the additional costs and risks. Finally, the CVP analysis showed that achieving the target profit under both pricing strategies is possible, but I recommend option 1, current price. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention.